Hello my friends, it's Gabriel with the Last Huntsman channel here. This is going to be just kind of a quick video and I'm going to be discussing guns and alternative weapons for the coronavirus epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want to say. Now, first of all, let's just mention a few caveats here. I am not taking this from the tactical elitist perspective. I'm taking it from more of the common layman person, even though I do have a lot of training outside and inside the military. I'm a former Marine infantryman. That being said, something else to make note of is I'm also going to be posting in the description below on my top 5 guns for SHTF. This list is going to be a little different because from this coronavirus whole pandemic deal, right off the bat, ammo has become pretty scarce right now for a lot of your common firearms. And so I'm actually going to be mentioning some guns in this video that I've noticed you can still find ammo for. I know a lot of your guys that's been in the prepper community and or tactical community will automatically suggest something like your AR-15s. Oh, by the way, all my guns are perfectly safe. They're cocked, locked, and ready to rock. So yeah, for all the safety sallies out there, they're all loaded. But I live out in the country, and I'm pointing it out in a safe direction. And fingers straighten off the trigger. All right. So a lot of your guys though are going to mention like guns like your AR-15s, and we'll say your Glock 9mm and such like that. My issue with that right now is you can't find ammo for it. So if you get a Glock, 17 or a 19 or an AR-15, you might as well just be buying a club because you can't find ammo for it. So let's talk about some guns that I've noticed you could usually find ammo for during even ammo crunches, and we'll mention them as far as this coronavirus preparedness. Alright, so one thing to kind of look back on is back when, after her Sandy Hook and the whole ammo apocalypse happened back then, you can hardly find 223, 9mm, your main calibers. And so I took note even back then on guns that you could find ammo for. And one of the main guns that I know the tactical wannabe community kind of poo-pooed on for the last 10-15 years, and I've always can find ammo for it, is just your basic classic shotgun. I personally prefer the Mossberg 500 or even 590. However, some guys are a Remington 870 fan, and I kind of have my little beefs with Remington 870s, but I've also found some really nice ones here and there too. So, pick your flavor. For the coronavirus pandemic deal though, I'm going to suggest the Mossberg 500. The reason being for that, actually more specifically, the 5+1 500. The reason why I say that is because not only has ammo become scarce, but even food has become scarce. You could put a hunting barrel on here, or I got this one with the hunting barrel, and you could procure food with this. Rabbits, squirrels, ducks, whatever you want to do, and this takes chokes. This is unloaded. But what's also neat about this is I could pop this barrel off and instantly slap on an 18-inch little home defense barrel on here if you want. And so this shotgun is a very adaptable tool, and like I said, you can find ammo for it. I just went to the store today found birdshot, slugs, and even buckshot, while all the other ammos were completely out. And so a shotgun, I think, is going to be one of your more adaptable guns, and you can find ammo for it when most other ammos are out. Alright, so next firearm I'm going to suggest, and this is kind of going to be more of a genre of firearms instead of a specific one, but generally I would advise anybody's handgun that they're going to either have at their home or ideally carry on their person be like a Glock 9mm pistol. This one I carry on me is a Glock 26. It's always on my person. It's always ready to go. A lot of times my, nightstand gun is my Glock 17. And the Glocks, obviously they have their reputation. They're great guns, 9mm, all that good stuff. Right now, 9mm, you can't find it anywhere. You can't find it online. You can't find it at any of the stores. It's completely sold out. So, one ammo that I've noticed that didn't disappear during the ammo apocalypse of yesteryear and during this ammo apocalypse is, we're going to go a little old school here, but 38 and 357 Magnum. So while we're in the spirit of going old school, let's talk about revolvers. Now I know the tactical community guys are their heads are about to explode, but what's the point in buying a 9mm right now if you can't even find ammo for it? You get my point? Especially if you're a new gun owner. Like, I'm kind of talking to most of the new gun owners right now, because I've noticed a lot of people that's never even bought guns are buying guns right now, which I know some people are kind of making fun of them and poo-pooing on them and all that, and I understand that. But right now, we're all in the same boat, so I'm not going to attack other people. This here is my Ruger GP100. It's 357 Magnum, has a 6-inch barrel on it. I got this bigger one because I wanted to take this out for like deer hunting and stuff like that. Another one that I would almost suggest, if you're wanting something for like personal defense and possibly concealed carry and EDC, is the Ruger SP101. It's only a 5-shot, but it's also 357 Magnum. And I would suggest 357 Magnum over 38. Even if you plan on only shooting 38, even if you're a 115-pound little woman and you're never going to want to shoot a 357 Magnum, I would still get the 357 Magnum just so you have that option, and you could always grab 357 Magnum or 38s or even, light-loaded 357 Magnum. But that's going to be my second gun I'm going to suggest. Alright, so my third gun I'm going to suggest is going to be a rifle, but I suggested a shotgun. Mossberg 500 I think is one of the better routes to go, but if you like a Remington 870, go with that one. Suggested a revolver. If you like Smith & Wesson, go with that. So let's suggest a rifle. Now, I've already said that you can't find ammo for these guys right now, for good reason. So buying an AR-15 right now probably ain't the best option, especially if you're a new gun owner, because you're not going to be able to find ammo for it, so you might as well just have a club. So, rifle I'm going to suggest is your classic deer rifle. This is a Ruger American Predator in 308. This one here takes AI mags. I have loopholed scope on here. But even during the ammo apocalypse of yesteryear, I was still able to find 308 pretty regularly. Now, your common 308, or we'll say 7.62 by 51, this is just cheap military plinking ammo. This ain't going to be like super accurate and all that. However, you could still find these here and there, even during the ammo apocalypse, and I still find places online for these right now. But the great thing about 308 is I could even go to Walmart and find just your basic deer loads, 150 grain soft point deer loads, which, for home defense and or, hunting, that's going to do pretty good. Or even if you're a snob, ammo snob, you could always get, federal gold medal match. But I personally go with 308. However, another good caliber I would suggest would be, like your 6.5 and or your 30-06. Even though 6.5 I have found has actually dried up more than even 308 has, which I never thought would have been the case, but it is. So I personally go with 308 because you just have a wider variety of ammos you can get for it, and a lot of times you can find bulk stuff for fairly affordable compared to some of the others. Although 30-06 is pretty common too. But those are three guns I'm going to suggest, or three genres of guns I'm going to suggest. And I know it's not like the most tactical, elitist, type of firearms, but right now a lot of people are just now getting into firearms. And I think these are good ones to possibly get started on, especially when you can't hardly find ammo for a lot of your more common 9mm and 5.56 and such like that. So let's move on to some alternative weapons, just in case if like you live in a shithole country and or a shithole state, or we'll say a slave state, that you have a hard time getting a firearm. Alright, so I know the common apocalyptic movie genre load of crap will say, get you a sword or get you a katana or something. This is a European arming sword. It's, full tang, solid hunk of steel. This used to be my beater sword that I used to practice with when I did sword fighting and stuff. But I'm also going to right off the bat say a sword is not exactly a great melee weapon or an alternative weapon, because one, they're awkward to carry and all that such, but two, go look through your average house and just ask yourself, can you even swing this thing in your house? Not really. I wouldn't suggest that. So let's check out some alternative tools that you can use to defend yourself. One of the main ones that basically humanity's first tool is just a classic knife. This is an SE6. If you want one knife that's not going to fail you and is rock solid right out of the box, go with an SE, or I would also suggest a Becker. The SEs are great, but within tight confined spaces, which a lot of people live in these days, a knife is pretty devastating up close. This is, more of a medium-sized survival knife, but I always carry a fixed blade. Hey, this is, the Becker BK18. You carry that on your person. Nobody ever knows that you have it. So that's another alternative weapon. Another one I may suggest as well would be a tomahawk. A tomahawk over a sword. The reason being is because the tomahawk, just like the knife, is a tool. You can use it for, 1,000 different things. Cut down trees, plow through a door or something like that, versus a sword is just a weapon. So, but up close, you can also choke up on it. You can, this is a pretty devastating defensive tool if you know what you're doing with it. So, just a few options. I'm not going to make this video go on forever, or I'm just throwing out some ideas and options that I've seen personally. And like I said, most of the guns I suggested, I still can find ammo for it at most of your regular stores. You know, whether it's 357 Magnum, 38, or shotguns. Shotguns, you can almost always find ammo for your shotguns. And, you know, your classic just deer hunting rifles. You know, I personally would pick more of like the 308 route, but even, you know, some of your other calibers like 30-06 or 270 and stuff like that, you know, are they ideal defensive guns? Not really, but they're better than, you know, nothing, which a lot of people right now are kind of experiencing. So just my 2 cents. I'm not, like I said, I'm not taking this from the tactical elitist perspective, because, you know, I know a lot of people just are not into that, and, you know, they're just starting off. So with all that being said, be prepared both physically and spiritually. God bless, and carry on.